Successes are generally revered and celebrated, but failures are generally avoided and looked down upon. But I don't think that's necessarily the right way to look at it. Let's get into that. Whenever you pursue anything and you try to go in any direction or accomplish something, you are bound to fail. It's inevitable. Everybody has. People fail far more than they succeed on the timeline of success. Now, with that being said, when people fail, a lot of times, including myself recently, it was a devastating blow. I didn't know how to handle it. It was just emotionally very overwhelming. And I want to talk about how I rewired my brain to kind of wake up and see it for what it was. I think it's important to look at failure and treating situations in your life and your emotions with skill. You have a lot of emotions in life and a lot of failures and successes. Why aren't you good at dealing with them at this point? So that's kind of what I wanted to do here when I hit my failure. I was like, I can handle this far better than I am. As far as failure is concerned and success is concerned, it's really hard to separate ourselves from the actual success or failure. When we become successful, we feel powerful, we feel strong and invincible. When we fail, we feel kind of depressed and hurt and just a mess, or at least as far as I'm concerned, that's how I feel. But the truth is that whether you fail or if you succeed, you're still the same person. Nothing has really changed. You're still you. You've just either accomplished something or failed at something. And it's really nice to think about it in the sense, because the truth is, a failure doesn't define you, neither does success. Failure is something that you had, not something you've become. And you can't mix those up. Same with success. You know, you don't want to get a big head and think you're all that because you've accomplished something. You've had a success. You have to level the playing ground, be realistic, and understand things as they are, and you can celebrate both. A failure can be celebrated in the sense that you've celebrated your effort, and you can, use that as like a landmark and a reset point where you go, oh, whoa, okay, I didn't get what I wanted, so on. Whether it was in my control or out of the control, you take that, you can look around, assess what you have and what you've accomplished and so on, and then reassess where you're going to go. And then now you're at a good point of rest, and then you can forge in your new direction, and it's just kind of like teetering and working the way things ought to be, is with failures and with successes. And you just keep going, and just make sure that you don't just ignore it, use it, and don't quit. You just failed at something. You are not a failure. So that's how I got over my weird little failure recently. I've been forging into a new software and changing my career, and I hit this point where things just weren't working, and I don't want to give up. It's just I failed at certain things and a certain path I was going to do, and I had these expectations, and I messed up. I just didn't do things right. I didn't plan it right. And I was just ruined, and I was like, man, should I quit? I don't know what to do. Do I start something new? And I didn't want to think that like starting something new and quitting and failing, all this mess of thoughts. I was just like, all right, what do I do now? So I'm just going to keep going with this and add some new elements. It's going to slow me down. And it's kind of a bummer, but it's just the path. And being present makes me realize that, oh, well, this is good. This is just more of that path. It's just a clearer path. So now I can put more effort into just walking the path instead of just being all excited about this thing and then being, oh, crap, I failed. Oh, well, I guess that didn't work out. For me, for this particular software, no, things weren't working out. And now I have to learn another software in addition to this software so that I can go here with this. This is my end game. And then that one is also part of some other end game, which I might even fail at this. This is going to take me 3 years and fail and just nothing. I'm back to zero. And that's totally cool because that's still going to get me closer and redefine my ultimate goal of living in the woods in Maine and not seeing people. So, but yeah, in the meantime, I hope this helps. And until later, over.